What's up, y'all? Right on time, as usual, for Best Ball Brunch this Sunday. Good morning, good morning. We're going to get into it. We're going to draft some fun teams. We're going to review some news. We're going to look at what's going on in camp. Anybody popping? Anybody disappointing? Who are we going to steam up 5 to 6 rounds inexplicably and all get our hearts broken? Well, I guess we're going to find out this morning on Best Ball Brunch. Let's get it. What is up, y'all? Best Ball UK, what's up? Let's fucking go. Nez, good morning. Robert Griffin III, GM. How's everybody doing this morning? Got my coffee, got some agua, rocking a nice, light, breathable shirt. As usual, where I live, the humidity is truly atrocious. Not sure what I want to draft this morning yet, to be honest. Dale, what's up, Bubba? Welcome. What's everybody eating and drinking on this fine Sunday brunch or lunch or dinner, depending on where you are in this fine world? Real quick, kind of just wanted to touch base with news from camp. I took a little time off yesterday from social media. I know it's a hilarious statement to say, but it was kind of nice just to kind of unplug, go hang out with friends, grab some Indian food. So everybody in the Deposit Kingdom ship chasing community. I didn't send a picture, but we had a feast for two, literally. That's what the dish is called. A little bit of everything. 3 different curries, 2 chicken, 1 shrimp, like 3 different apps. The gobi Manchurian, spicy and delicious as always, like a breaded fried cauliflower with delicious spicy sauces and herbs. All the naan you could stuff in your face. Fantastic foods. And then saw Wolverine and Deadpool in theaters last night. Had a blast doing that. Very fun movie, by the way. So highly recommend. Very funny, R-rated for those that may not know a Deadpool movie, but very fun. Hugh and Ryan are great friends, and it shows. So very fun. A lot of fun things for fans. Definitely didn't have to watch any of them to know anything. They do a good job of recapping anything they cover and break the fourth wall with. Historical anomalies. Good morning. Oh, what a good note. Starting Thursday, we have football every week for the rest of the year. It's gone by quickly, but I need it and I've missed it. Like I miss Thursday night football, man. I miss just like into the workday. I've got an hour and a half to figure out, what I'm going to do, where I'm going to watch, how I'm going to prop my feet up and what I'm going to eat. And just hanging out with y'all, watching the games, tilting, fantasy stuff, enjoying some garbage games, a couple good Thursday night games, but then just knowing that Thursday and this year, week 1 is Thursday and Friday game back to back because Eagles are doing that Brazil game, right? So that'll be a lot of fun. And then you got college Saturday and then Sunday. I can't wait, man. Like legitimately talking about NFL returning week 1 is making me giddy as hell. Robert, brother, delicious. We love to eat the finest dish in all the world. UK crowd also a fan of the curry chicken masala. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. The only good worthwhile food I think in the UK is Indian food because it's just delicious curries. Robert saying he can't wait to gamble on people who'll be out of the league by August. Exactly. Yeah. Your favorite late round dart throw is actually destined for the XFL, but we don't know it yet. So yeah, just kind of wanted to go through this as a refresher for myself, and then if y'all any fun news tidbits in the last couple days, either today, yesterday, Friday, whatever, throw it in. I know the talk of the town is generic Prince that was promised in Kansas City camp. I will say, as someone that was taking a lot of CEH as a clear backup, I definitely have cooled taking him. And want to see what's going on because I think it's like 4 straight practices that Deneric has gotten the RB2 work in drills and all that stuff. So and they're mixing in Tony. So definitely something to keep ear to the ground on. I will say for Prince, Last preseason, a lot of buzz, a lot of hype, and then practice squad pretty much all year long. Despite CEH and Jet kind of like missing time and all that good stuff. So it seems like Deneric is like the one thing keeping him off the field is like pass pro. And it's something he seemingly is still struggling with. So I'm not ready to like go full force with him just because I think it's much more likely that CEH or Pacheco gets pass pro work. And then if Prince is just mixing in with like early down stuff, I don't know how valuable that is if they're going to work Tony in and all that good stuff. So just being mindful of it. If someone else has a more bullish spin, go for it. Seeing highlights like Keon Coleman making some plays and Malik Neighbors making some plays, but then, looking at it, one thing that's really standing out is Curtis is, in fact, working as the do-it-all Swiss Army knife in Joe Brady's offense. He's taking a lot of RB work. He's getting focused work in the pass game when he's lined up as a receiver. He's kind of like their do-it-all Swiss Army knife, and he's being used like it. And that might be one thing that kind of suppresses James Cook and Ray Davis's upside in this backfield. Already with, Josh Allen taking a big slice of the pie is if Samuel's going to get some of those like designed running back targets out of like, and he's doing like every formation, like the angle routes, the wheel routes, screens and stuff. So something to be mindful of. He's looking like he and Kincaid probably the like main contributors on offense, most likely in this offense thus far. And then I'd say I'm not really into Shakir for that reason, because I think if late season, Keon seems to be the guy that if he can get on the field in a regular way, because he is being lined up at the X so often, just big play Gabe Davis type of machine at that point. And I don't know if anybody else really gets there. Captain Osimo, what's up? What's up? Only 69. Man the frick up. Put your money in your mouth, Mr. Rock. I have very little idea what this is referring to. I am famously only doing 69 Best Ball Manias for the bit. I think it's funny. So if that's what this is, and I'm Mr. Rock, I have no problem maxing, but I would like to try to win on less than 150 because I think that's just, that's good shit. I also think it forces me to be more mindful about when I'm drafting and how I'm drafting. And I also think it's worth proving out that, you don't increase your odds of winning by maxing. I also want to do like a majority of my drafts either on stream or Underdog Cardio Club. And then so 150ing that is tough to do at that point. There's also a lot of other contests I am playing and enjoy playing. Let's see. Historical anomaly saying Curtis Samuel, the RB to have in Buffalo. Yeah, seemingly not shocking. Another thing I want to note is Daniel Jones has repeatedly been struggling with deep passes to Hyatt and Neighbors, underthrows specifically. It's something we've seen him struggle with a majority of his career. His pop-off year was a lot of like lowest ADOT in the league, scam, BS, short stuff, keep him limiting the turnovers. And that's definitely going to cap everyone in this offense's ceiling, especially with the line being poor. It was very poor last year. They've already had to swap out their plan for right tackle early in camp. And for those that are used to this, that gives a certain signal for those that might not. Early in camp, when you're having to shuffle the O-line, that's usually a really bad sign for how the line is going to perform for the rest of the year. So seemingly still a bad line. Daniel Jones is cleared for practice, but his efficiency early on for the first, 4 to 6 weeks at minimum coming off an ACL, we saw kind of the same thing happen to Kyler Murray recently, but like that does affect your return, much like running backs and wide receivers. The more athletic and young you are, the more likely it is to be a shorter return to form. But if the line is going to struggle and he's kind of struggling with efficiency, rushing could be in for another long, disastrous, volatile season. Let's see. I'm going through the 32 beat reporters, but I'm going to touch on a few specific things. Kendrick Bourne not practicing in camp right now makes a lot of sense given he's 29 coming off an ACL when that happened. He needs to be 9 months full removed from that. Looking like Gibson was missing some time for inexplicable reasons, but he's back. Theo Johnson, I do want to note that he just got cleared and activated off the NFI, and he's already running with the first team. So pretty noteworthy. We heard whispers of Daniel Bellinger potentially being a cut candidate. That doesn't make a lot of sense given Waller retirement and lack of depth, but potentially this might be Theo's job to lose. They're both very athletic, like RAS wise, with not a lot of production to either one. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the starting job on this, because it might not be a super valuable role, but if they're going to run, 70 to 80% of the routes and be really athletic, a la the Chigakonkwo thesis, but maybe better, right? Something to keep an eye on. Let's see. 11 personnel from Bills. That's not noteworthy. Yeah. Another like deep shot missed. Lots of underthrows. I think, yeah. Let's see. I will say it seems like Hyde's been given some. At Wandale, it seems like the rotation of guys getting deep shots is a thing. It'll be interesting to see like preseason who's in the starting rotation the most. But yeah, so Theo right away back to the ones. So I think that's pretty damn bullish for Theo. Hard to ignore that. Daniel's running is not shocking. Yeah, and this was he's Curtis Samuel running all of the different running back routes. This was noteworthy for all the Addison, suspension FUD drafters going for Brandon Powell. This seems like an open competition right now for wide receiver 3 in Minnesota. So I wouldn't be drafting anybody specifically until we get some more clarity. Pollard getting, running back routes. I mean, I think they mean it when they say they're going to use Spears and Pollard interchangeably. I think that the usage is going to be really bullish and really nice. But yeah, you probably should just be taking both guys because at price, Tajay's a bit of an, that's the profile we typically target. But Pollard's a guy they paid a lot of money, and he's got a lot of experience doing all those things really well. So, one thing chemistry with Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield not going anywhere. Armani Rogers and I believe rookie tight end for Washington. So it sounds like, and then next tweet is Daniels to Senat. So it sounds like that all 3 tight ends, not just Ertz, are getting work with. Well, actually, I don't know who Armani's catching passes from, but we now have confirmation Senate is catching passes from Daniels. So if you were like, oh, he's just blocking, he's only a blocker, not necessarily the case. Grammys get a grip. Okay. Thank you, Asimo. Appreciate you bringing the high-spirited vibes in the chat this AM. Fantastic bits, though, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Josh Palmer nursing a hamstring injury or something like that, I think. Missing some time. Oh, actually, KZ reminds me, another good receiver rotation to talk through is LA. Seems like Chark is consistently running with the ones. Quentin Johnston is not consistently running with the ones. A lot of his deep passing that you keep seeing about is from Max Duggan, the rookie they drafted last year, I believe. And it seems like the starting rotations, potentially Chark, Palmer, McConkey for 3 receiver sets. I'd imagine with the draft capital and as a Ladd McConkey bull that Ladd's like the locked in those 2 receiver sets. I know he's running routes from the slot, but his coaching staff talked about his versatility inside and outside. Their connection's been cooking. Let's see. Let me go to this one. I'll pull up a couple of tweets I specifically highlighted that I wanted to talk about. Here we go. So it looks like this was yesterday. Herbert and McConkey, 4 or 5 catches. Seems like their chemistry is building a lot. Jim Harbaugh talked about how his route running is excellent. That's not news to them, and he's just looking really comfortable. I think Coach Speak Index mentioned that. So pretty bullish camp for McConkey. Really, the only thing we're all waiting for is, so Jim Harbaugh saying he's off to a really good start. We knew that he was a really good route runner. He's been really good, really dialed in right from the beginning. So that's what you like to see from that perspective for bullish lad stuff. Mingo and Terrace Marshall giving some camp news. I think that's like new coaching staff, bad team with lots of expectations. Everybody's getting some hype. So something to be aware of. I mean, I even saw Hubbard being said looks more explosive this year. So sounds like, a lot of fluff coming out of Panthers camp. But one thing that does seem rock solid is that Deontay is like the guy right now, getting targets, getting scheme stuff. Jeff T saying, don't want to be a premature e-draftulator. Some people get overly excited about the thought of participating in BBM and Max in June. True. And not that like they can't win. We've seen BBM winners from June and July. But like there is just a stupid amount of value in as much information as possible, especially when it comes to depth charts and, personnel and usage and stuff like that. And that's not even taking into account any like late breaking injury stuff like we got with Cup and Kelsey last year. And notably Rashad Bateman, right? Like it was played down, but like these were injuries. Traylon Burks too. 4 guys who kind of like dealt with camp injuries all year and it got worse or wasn't getting better by end of camp. That you react even more so too. You get ADP values, and if you can like really do good about projecting and finger on the pulse. But I'd say something unique about this year is we had so many backfields shift up, and we had such a big bucket of like decent drafted rookies coming into a lot of roles that I think there is pretty immense value in. If you were drafting early, which I draft early, but if you maxed early, I think being very concentrated on offenses, but not concentrated on players, I think that's probably a way to negate some of that. But also we know that the value of not having dead roster spots in the finals is huge, and you can't control a lot of that. But the best way to control for that, and that was one of like the most expected value adds to your rosters, lack of dead roster spots, is having as much valuable information at your fingertips. Jim Ashton, Jeff taking his stand saying that no Giants player could pay off a 3rd round ADP. I mean, I don't know that I agree with that, right? Because like luck variance can go both ways, right? Like he can underthrow a bunch of deep passes to Neighbors and Hyatt and Slayton in camp. But if they hit those plays, or if he just starts throwing like, 50-50 balls and Neighbors comes down with them and scores on them, he can. I think the type of player Neighbors is, he can, like we saw similar, like, shitty Eli Manning with OBJ. Like he can do it. I just think it'll definitely be pretty volatile. I won't be surprised if we get some games where it's like 4 to 6 targets with less than 50 yards. But then seemingly he could also take, a slant to the house. And how often does that happen? Stuff like that. Historical anomaly saying that Ray Davis nugget above hasn't. Yeah. So I will say one thing that has been consistent for like a week now, 2 weeks, is that Ray Davis is working in as pass catching at running back. That said, that feels like a logjam because you've got Cook, who is a really effective pass catcher, Ray Davis getting pass work, and Curtis Samuel getting pass work at running back. So interested to see how that all shakes up. Feels a little muddled, right? Osmo saying Daniel Jones sacks bad. Does everyone not remember how freaking bad? Yeah, no, and then that's the thing. Daniel Jones not a good quarterback. His main fantasy like appeal is rushing yards, and then like the YOLO uncork ball. I think that rushing aspect is really reduced for at least the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then you worry about heightened re-injury risk with taking as many sacks in the pocket behind a still bad line, and then how much money they owe him late. So we'll see. Casey saying he had a good chuckle about Mingo catching a bunch yesterday. No word if he did it backwards at him. Yeah, they didn't. You know what? Okay, Casey doing a great job of like getting my memory. Of course, great friend of the program, Casey. One thing to note is that, and I saw someone specifically it was Harbaugh actually with the Chargers. Second day of camp, beat reporters tweeted out that Jim Harbaugh specifically requested the defensive backs to kind of back off and not be as aggressive and let the offense kind of like get in rhythm and practice the routes and stuff. So one thing to like keep in mind with all these camp hype news bits, installs are happening, new players adjusting are happening, players are getting adjusted to new roles or new teammates, and coaching staffs are specifically requesting certain things to get out of certain installs, certain packages, and certain plays. So and also the defensive backfield is also adjusting to new coaches, new play packages, and being asked to do certain things. JJ Watt talked about this, I think, a couple days ago. He's like, guys, you can't take like one-on-one drills or like certain like 7-on-7, 11-on-11 things. It's like, it can be bullish, but like this early on, we might be asked to like do something completely different than we're used to just to see how it is. And if we get burned doing that, it doesn't mean that other player is like amazing. So grain of salt season. We don't know who they're running routes against. This is like the JSN blow up game against, 5th round running back in college, right? Like grain of salt to keep in mind. Jeff T saying Ladd's ADP is fair. He probably doesn't have as much touchdown upside. Well, that's funny because like there was a scramble drill, I think today, where Herbert found him in the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown. I think it's easy to say the slot guy doesn't have a lot of touchdown upside. I think that's poorly taking the range of outcomes on red zone is often who can get open, not just who's big. And we see like awesome route runners creating separation in tight areas. And if he's a really good route runner and he's shown that, we see those like quick out routes, like Doug Baldwin, great example of like a guy similar size, but with the way he was able to run routes, just like hooking DBs for touchdowns. And I truly believe he's the most talented receiver in that room. Like draft capital, brass, all kind of indicate that. I think QJ, he showed us how bad he was as from like, he's athletic, but not good, especially contested catches. Palmer's just a guy, but he's more of like an intermediate to deep route type of guy. Chark, same thing. He's like a no juice, deep, big target. So, and there's no really tight ends to speak of. Like it's Hayden Hurst, it's Stone Smart, it's Donald Parham. So I think he's got the best likelihoods of being like the first read in the green zone and the red zone. I think that's pretty damn good touchdown upside because if he's good and he stays healthy, he's running all the routes. He's got wide receiver one's going to be fed. So I kind of disagree there. I am a Ladd bull, but like we see the same thing. Like the Amon-Ra, doesn't get as many like red zone targets, but like when it comes time to make it happen. And I want to just reiterate that Ladd McConkey's like physical comparables, like he's being called small and slight. He comps directly to 3 names, all right? Percy Harvin, Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson. And y'all are drafting 2 of those guys in the top 3 rounds 2 years back-to-back. Just keep that in mind. Dylan, what's up? Welcome. Says he drafted a bunch in the first week and then have been doing 1 cardio club daily to save the rest of the final month. I like that. That's good. Let you kind of keep your finger on the pulse of ADP, because it's different to each tournament, right? And then keep your, your good habits stacking and building, and then keep your, ear to the street on news. Benny, GM, what's up? Saying I don't know if I should believe the Bills OC about Mac Hollins or not. So Mac Hollins getting a lot of like blocking routes, but then we see that like the formations where they're like trying to get pass work going, it's Mac's not on the field for that. So I think Mac is probably like a run play blocking guy. We know who Mac Hollins is. And I don't think he figures to mix in. I think Mac Hollins' best contribution would be blocking Claypool. Because Claypool's like the other big, deep, clear out blocking type of guy, potentially, right? No, I'm not really seeing a lot of Claypool now that the starters are mixing in. If I've missed something, please let me know. Seems like he's destined for the practice squad. Dylan, great callback. Justin Ross, another great reminder of training camp hype of years past. Justin Ross was burning undrafted free agents last year and getting hype, and then was practice squad. I was one that showed like historically a profile like him doesn't make any noise until like year 3, 4, 5. And guess what? This was like the year he could have like built on last year. I mean, that wide receiver crew was awful. So the fact that he did not mix in, like the fact that he was making some noise is not shocking, right? Because we know that Sky Moore and Tony and MVS are shitty and bad. But the fact that he didn't even crack the starting lineup for much of the season with that squad, and then Rice and Worthy and Hollywood are all added, that tells you exactly what you need to know. Let's see. All right, last chat, and then we're all caught up. Justin Ross lives eternal. This is true. This is true. Okay, so just gonna go through again. Don't want to miss anything. Dan Quinn, head coach for the Commanders, saying that Luke McCaffrey's skill set is more refined than he thought, but he's not surprised. So, head coach saying some bullish stuff about Luke McCaffrey is interesting. Javon Baker, thus far, is primarily working with the third and fourth stringers. That's a little interesting. That said, he was drafted later than Polk, and his size may be a reason to not give him a chance early. He's a deep play, explosive guy. I expect him to likely be someone that's available in the last round of drafts if this stuff kind of continues, because I don't believe that by mid to late season that they're still running the husk of KJ Osborne out there above Javon. I think there's a pretty good chance that, Polk is their day one starting X. I think Bourne starts slow or later than week one. I don't think he's going to return well to form coming off an ACL at 29 with a non-elite RAS. The only elite trait he has is agility. So those two things don't mesh well for mattering and returning to form. Pop Douglas seemingly getting way more chemistry reps with Drake May, who is, I think, much likelier to start when the games matter for fantasy anyway. So your hope for Javon is that he kind of cracks as like the third wide receiver or something by like mid to late season when they've just turned over the reins to May and let him have just explosive athletic guys out there instead of husks. But not great news for Javon so far. But I also know, you know what? And I say that he did miss some time, either in OTAs or early camp, if I recall correctly. So he could just be behind the eight ball from like a old school type of organization that makes you earn every rep. So it could just be a timing thing. Rondale Moore getting some of the worst camp news consistently, running with the twos. He's yet to run with the ones, and he's also not really catching what's being thrown to him. Ray McLeod is the starting slot right now over Rondale. So if you're drafting Rondale as like bringbacks or stacks in your Atlanta, Washington stuff, I would hold off on that. Jim Bob Cooter, 101 of coaching names. Basically saying, Alec Pierce's job is his to take. I expect him to be able to take that. But, veteran preference early in camp. Not surprising. Sounds like Sion Vaki has not overtaken Craig Reynolds. So Davis's brand down bad from camp news early. And I think Gibbs is missing like just time with like a groin or a soft tissue thing. So it's all precautionary. Williams getting a lot of great buzz and coaching talk. This is what's interesting. He's getting the ball on end arounds. He's coming off the sideline after a series and picking the brain of Ben. So I think the thing with JMO is that like he's probably going to get the opportunity to run as the wide receiver too. But like, is his route running, is his target earning, and is his playmaking enough to gain him enough looks to be like more than the fourth target in this offense? It's Amon-Ra, it's Laporta. His best shot is the 3. But if he's being still manufactured touches, I think that's kind of an indication that they like what his athleticism and build bring to the offense for what it can open up other things. But if you're manufacturing touches for your wide receiver 2, I think it's kind of bearish in that way. But usage-wise, nice. I just hate his price. I tweeted this with some folks this morning that if he was going more around like the projected guys of like Shakir and Palmer, it would make more sense, right? Like based on what they've done, not much, and what this offense projects to be. then I'd mix him in more often. But if he's going above Cortland Sutton, and I just think that's so wrong. Oh, this is interesting. So Kenny Gainwell got a lot of like running with the ones, getting targets and stuff early in camp. So seeing that Will Shipley is mixing in with the first team is pretty nice, because I was starting to get kind of worried that Will Shipley chasing season was going to be on hold. JJ McCarthy having a really solid camp from apparently accuracy and aggressiveness, and that's something you love to see. As a lad bull, I have to pause here and watch a lad highlight. Hopefully it's actually good and not stupid. Good to see Derwin James healthy and on the field. Oh, this is the scramble drill for a touchdown, isn't it? Boom. No touchdown upside, Jeff? Huh? What a dime. Love to see it. All right. Let me catch up on the chat. Okay, Benny says Chase Claypool had a leg injury in practice. Okay. I had not seen news on the injury, so I don't know what it is. Let me see. Leggett not getting a ton of targets, but apparently he is making the most of it when he's getting them. So just one thing to keep in mind. Apparently Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts are getting some good chemistry, so that's good to see for the Pitts fans. Oh, big breaking news. So Zachary Kruger and I noted about a month or two ago that like everybody was freaking out that like Roman Wilson was not being talked about. Does he exist? Is he even there? And then we go back and look, and like the Pittsburgh beat and team just don't, like with Pickens a couple years ago, they just don't really talk about their rookie wide receivers very much at all. They like to try to like keep them under wraps, make them earn it, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's like Tomlin and the culture's way to like keep the diva shit in check. But Roman, the beat writer there, and I want to say our boots on the ground, Nez of the Badge Bros, friend of the show, avid Pittsburgh Steelers fan, noted that Farbaugh is the beat writer that got him on to Jaylen Warren initially, way back when. So with that in mind, seems like to be a beat writer we can trust and really dig into. Say that no one on the field was better on day 3 than Roman Wilson. Made catches all over the place, separated various routes from the slot, including out routes, fades, dig, crossers, drag. They've started experimenting with him playing on the outside too, and Justin Fields has grown more fond of Wilson. So that's awesome, because like Wilson coming out seemed like a guy that was like very much one of those awesome route runners. Again, not too dissimilar from Ladd. Like size concerns aside, he seemed really efficient and really good at what he did, and seemed like a good fit for an offense that just needs guys to get open and catch the ball. I've been taking him plenty. I not taken him as much as I was loading up on rookies like Jalen McMillan and Jalen Polk, who are getting awesome raving news. But as he's been falling to like the 16th, 17th round, I'm taking him there because he's still a black box rookie with like a clear, easy shot at wide receiver 2. And this is awesome to see. Went from like no news to like easily the best guy on the field, which we shouldn't be surprised because Van Jefferson is awful. We know that. And so like the fact that he's starting with a team that's making him earn it above veterans that suck and he's already outplaying them is awesome. And Justin Fields is operating as the QB1 right now in camp as Russell Wilson nurses a calf injury. Yes, Yosh, that was Ladd with the touchdown snag. Okay, Claypool injury was this morning. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll have to check that out real quick. Casey saying Art Smith, known and legendary hater. Exactly. Man, are we almost caught up? Dulcich back at camp, which is nice, but also he's been away from the team and like he didn't practice in OTAs, none of the early installs. So apparently it's like him and Lucas Kroll splitting for time. But some good news coming out of it. You got to just hope that like Peyton hasn't buried him as a nobody after missing so much time and not getting to get rhythm with install. Taysom Hill going to be used as everything and anything, including quarterback again at some point per Dennis Allen. One of the few players Dennis Allen does not hate with a passion. Let's see. JSN getting some big plays from Geno is nice to see. Sam Howell been struggling in camp, had a good day though, but I think people that are expecting him to take Gino's job at some time this year seems unlikely. I could give a rat's ass about Rodgers right now. Okay, so London returned to practice after overheating. And Ray is potentially a starting slot right now, so not a ton of news there. Sam Howell picked off in the red zone. Yeah, like Howell was bad last year, guys. Let's not forget that. Ooh, speaking of Dulcich, apparently next to Dulcich touchdown pass in red zone work from yesterday. Damn, good hands, good shot. All right. Might have to eat my words and start drafting Dulcich again if he's going to be the starting tight end. Darnold being picked off while McCarthy having a good camp seems noteworthy. Nice pass to Addison, though. Yeah, apparently J.J. McCarthy was 4 of 5 for touchdowns in the red zone the other day. Yeah, and I think it's also if J.J. McCarthy gets like some work with the ones, it'll be interesting because like Brian Flores apparently is like one of the better defensive coaches in the league, and he's coaching the defense hard in practice. So another thing, like Darnold struggling is like he's struggling against one of the better defensive coordinators, but like so that's a better indication of like real reps, right? Bears practice, it seems like all 3 running backs are being involved. Not really shocking. Consider Eberflus said he wants to get all 3 guys involved, ride the hot hand. Everybody brings a different package. Herbert's still looking really talented. So not shocking at all. Jesus, this is a fucking paragraph. Ayuk still holding in. Both rookies, Cowing and Pearsall, I believe, missing time, as well as Isaac Garindo with hamstring and whatever other injury they're dealing with. Scanning for anything useful. My God, I'm not reading that fucking article of a tweet. Kellen Moore is saying that they're going to use the running backs in the pass game for horizontal stuff and the occasional deep stuff, and that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown will be used in motion. All things we expected, and it's good to hear. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're all caught up. All right, what are we going to draft, chat? I was thinking maybe an Eliminator, maybe a BBM, maybe an MMG. I don't know. What do we want to draft? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the whole Underdog Taysom as a quarterback thing is just pretty cut and dry of do the Saints list him as a quarterback or as a tight end? Hayner apparently has a form of skin cancer, and it's not super serious, but he is going to get treated for that. So they potentially are getting really close to last year's issue of like, oh, we kind of need a third quarterback emergency option because of late season injuries and weird stuff happening, and maybe Taysom stays as a quarterback in the depth chart, unless they sign somebody else. Jeff saying you would overheat too if Desmond was your quarterback the last 2 years. Thad, what's up, man? Welcome to Best Ball Brunch. Let's see. Historical Anomaly saying Herbert has been a highlight most days. Don't think he gets cut and traded. I mean, Donta Foreman was a speculated cut candidate all last year, and the worst thing he did was like just not like get healthy scratch, not get activated to the active roster all season. Still had a game where he had like 3 touchdowns, 40 points. This offense just rotates guys, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm kind of low on Swift is because like his talent is questionable, and if there's a 3 running back committee, which they seem to like, doesn't make any sense. And then, yeah, for Herbert, he's cheap and very good, like rushing the ball. So it doesn't make any sense why they would cut him with having a guy in Swift who has been questionable at best, staying healthy and being consistent. Wasn't that good in Philly last year behind one of the better O-lines and one of the better rushing quarterbacks. So, yeah, I don't see Herbert getting cut or traded because they get what? A 5th round pick out of him, a 6th round pick out of him, and they just lose really quality depth. They haven't been super bullish on Roschon. So the only reason they would cut him is if they're like, we want Roschon to be the RB2 and we don't. But it's like, why would you cut a talented player? That doesn't make any sense, especially with a rookie quarterback. James, how's it going, bud? Fun listening to other perspectives on the camp news. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm talking it out. If people have different takes or different tidbits, but I think it's just good to like take a measured look at it, especially when it goes against. Like, it's easy to take in news that confirms your priors. I think much harder to kind of like have to evaluate something that is opposite. But I think very necessary, especially for high volume drafters, especially right now, because I think it's the biggest edge that we can push right now is information. Jeff T saying Taysom Hill was changed to a quarterback due to the yeah. Exactly. And then too, yeah, they'd have to. I think Rattler probably the favorite to get the QB2 spot now by the end of camp. That leaves the QB3 open, and if Haener is out for extended period of time with the skin cancer thing, then they need a third quarterback. And also there's like a weird new rule about like the emergency quarterback doesn't have to count against like active roster or something like that. So I think they get to play a cheap game of having an extra player or something like that, per the rules, if they keep Taysom at quarterback the way that is because of his like position versatility. So Taysom may be stuck at quarterback in perpetuity on Underdog and DraftKings. I think Drafters, one of the few noteworthy spots where he's still a tight end. Benny saying Herbert is a bear unless they're awful and maybe get like a 4th. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's given up a 4th for him. I also don't think they take a 4th for him. Right? I don't know. Yeah, but that's like the bull case. And even then, it's like, yeah, maybe mid-season, but then like injuries happen. And I don't think they want to put themselves in a position where like, who's the RB4, by the way? A fullback? A fullback and a special teams gunner and DJ Dallas, I think. Whoever the ex-Seahawks running back is they have. So Homer, thank you. That was, yeah. Who could forget Sam Sherman's precious Travis Homer? What do we want to draft, y'all? I don't know what I want to draft. I was hoping we get like another fun special contest. The Bulldog and the Corgi, I slow entered to not miss those single entries. So I was hoping maybe we got like a couple other fun single entries we could do. Ebner, yeah, exactly. Ebner and Homer are like the other running backs. If I was the Bears, I would not be trading him for a 4th round pick. If they were going to do that, you do that in the draft, right? To like restock now with the rookie quarterback. That would make sense. Like during the draft, you get a pick swap to jump up around, you trade out a running back, and you go get to take that shot on O-line, on whatever, a new running back with a new contract, or the Bears, your 7th tight end, or a D lineman, or a cornerback. But like in season, what are you getting? You're getting next year's 4th. I don't. It doesn't make any like logical sense. Just like it doesn't make any logical sense to trade Brandon Ayuk on a Super Bowl contending roster with a cheap quarterback that you're about to pay. James saying that he did the Corgi last night, 1 badge in the draft. People were for sure getting their guys. Yeah, man. And then was still able to correlate week 17 and getting team stacks. Okay, Jeff says BBM. So we'll burn a BBM pick. Fucking location error shit. See what's going on in the BBM streets. I'm waiting for 4. You know. Some music. I'll get some music going. Is this the sucky one or not? I can't remember. If y'all hate the music, just let me know. I hate the music. Hold on. Which one's the one that doesn't suck? No, that's not it. What happened? There, fine. Night driving again. I gotta get a new... Ooh, get a top 2 pick. Very fun. Hey, Paul, welcome, bud. Javon Baker apparently balling in practice today. That's good. Is it still against the 3rd and 4th string team? You refresh the 32 beat writers. 32 beat writers, by the way, fastest way just to like get all of the beat writer stuff. Yeah, you gotta sift through what's useful. I'll swap to this. Beat writer for the Patriots are like TBD. They are known to be kind of over optimistic, but Jalen Polk and Baker were also getting good separation on most routes. Yeah, 1v1 period though. That's nice, but like you should be winning those. I think it's more telling if you're not winning your 1v1. But it's good. It's good. If he's doing that, maybe he gets more reps with the ones, right? That would be nice. Ripping a BBM draft. CMC goes. We'll take CeeDee Lamb at 2. Be very boring. KZ in the draft with us at 12. It seems to be that season where like half the draft are kind of like no badges coming in, doing stuff. Along with that, I was gonna show y'all how my corgi is going. You don't want to see my corgi. So we got a Josh Allen faller all the way to 46. So I am picking at the 3 spot. So I started Tyreek Hill, slight faller in Devontae Adams. I like packaging Devontae Adams with like a first round receiver just to try to like carry that potential nuke Adams week with me as far as I can. I scooped Kyron in the 3rd round because all the coach speak is that he's loaded up for like a 70 to 80% workload at minimum, and it might be Corum taking a drive here or there just to keep Kyron fresh. But like dealing with the high ankle and the injuries last year, he still was awesome, and they've beefed up the line, and McVay loves him, and he's very good. So we get Josh Allen, Awu, Kyron Williams, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and then I choose to go Rashee Rice over, McLaurin, Brown, Keenan, hoping to kind of make a play to stack all the receivers I like here. Might have to reach for Curtis Samuel to stack though, because I think with all the news, he's going like what 86 to 88 in the 8th round, and I just very well doubt he's come back to this spot. In some of the other drafts I've had, like he'd been falling a lot, but I'm not confident he falls with all this news. So might have to reach for him there, but with the Allen slide, that feels like a worthwhile stack. Missing out on Kincaid, who goes right before me, by the way. So I get, you know what? I guess Duke is like spite sniping me because I get Allen, and then he snap takes James Cook and Dalton Kincaid. James Cook, like what? A round and a half ahead of ADP? Just throwing a fit. So that's fun. So yeah, I'm not getting. If I don't take Curtis Samuel at 70, he's probably getting taken at 71, 74. So that's good to know. But Corgi's off to a fun start. Jeff T saying the rooms are getting wild. Clean stacks are coming in a preview now. Yeah, so that's the thing is like, I think the days of pushing quarterback, like, I've got his guys, I'm going to push him around the corner stuff, probably gone, which we should have expected. Mr. Pavinsky saying brunch, but no drinks or eats. What gives? No, I've got coffee. I've got water. I had a shit ton of Indian food and movie theater food last night for Deadpool Wolverine. So we're just doing a break fast. We're not breaking fast yet. Breakfast is coffee and water right now. I will gladly take Jalen Waddle here to pair with CeeDee Lamb and decide what we're going to do from here. I would love to have a donut, have a kolache, but I've got a shit ton of leftover Indian food from yesterday's feast for 2. So I'm just gonna have lunch whenever I get off a stream. I'm not a big breakfast guy anyway, to be very honest. I like breakfast tacos, breakfast burritos, love that stuff. But I'm not usually very hungry in the morning. I didn't feel like eating this morning. Not hungry yet. Coffee is my food. We either take Devonta as a bring back for CD, or we take Achane falling to pair with Waddle. Lazy legs probably snap takes Hurts. So I think I'm just gonna take Achane. Get a little Miami stack. Seems fun. And if I'm wrong, I'll cry. Because that's the thing. You take Smith there, you either get the bring back, and then you want to get Dak. But in a room like this, I'm not sure I'm going to for sure get Dak at ADP where he should be going, which is that 8-9 turn. And Hurts likely gets snap picked by Devonta, who is falling a bit now. He's not consistently going as usual with CeeDee Lamb there. So I know for a fact Hurts is getting taken by the Smith drafter there, but I'm not certain that Hurts makes it all the way back around to me with Lamb and Smith, and that shit just puts me on tilt when I see him go right in front of me. So would rather not. Let's see, catching up. Yeah, that drafter in my corgi room is mad. Yeah, if you got your stack, you gotta take it. Yes, so comic news. They did announce at the Marvel Studios thing that RDJ is going to be playing Doomsday in Avengers Doomsday, and then Secret Wars follows that, I believe. So that's interesting. I have thoughts on that. The go-to for Indian, I love Vindaloo. I love very spicy food. So our go-to at our local spot is Gobi Manchurian. I mentioned it at the top. It's like a breaded fried spicy cauliflower with sauce and herbs, and it's absolutely delicious. And then I go with a Vindaloo or lamb biryani. But last night we kind of just wanted a little bit of everything, so we got a feast for two, and we got a salad. We got 3 different curries. One was a shrimp Vindaloo, naan, saag paneer. I love saag paneer. And then 4 different appetizers, the fried veggies and some sausage, and it was just delicious. Deadpool Wolverine was super fun, super awesome. No spoilers here. I'm a man of principle and respect. I had a great time. It was a great movie. If you know nothing about comics, you probably have a great time and enjoy yourself. Just fun action and comedy flick. And if you're a huge comic nerd, you were greatly rewarded, and you'll enjoy yourself. Had a great time. James asks, which NFL player that didn't pan out playing a multiverse and ball out? God, if I'm gonna say not injury related, just bad beat. Yeah, so Hurts gets snap picked by the Smith drafter. No shocker there. That's a good question. I think personally it would be. Who just got a bad beat? Probably, I'd probably say quarterback, right? And then I'd say who went to just a shitty situation that I think would have been good. I'm blanking right now. Happily take the falling T. Higgins, who is only falling because he's holding in, and I think it's pretty ridiculous to assume that's a problem for whatever. Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones goes to San Francisco. That's the one that comes to mind, and he's the Purdy. Probably not as good, but definitely not, ass and banished to the Shadow Realm, right? I could go back further though. Probably I'm slam picking Trey McBride here. Very fun team out of the 2 spot. We start Lamb, Waddle, Achane, Higgins, Trey McBride. Super fun team. A couple of different outs for quarterback. That's the way I like to play in these rooms. fun players that I like a lot, that I want a lot of, that also give me access to stacks. Omega King, what's up, bud? Welcome, welcome. Jeff saying he heard someone say that Hurts is getting stacked with A.J. Brown in 80% of drafts, probably pulling numbers out of his ass, but Hurts A.J. Brown definitely this year's chalkiest stack. Yeah, I mean, it just lines up. Anything that lines up with ADP, likely. I think I've seen him fall enough, and the fact that he's even made it to like this 4-5 turn tells me that like I don't think it's 80%, but I can definitely see. I mean, I think even your casual drafter goes like, oh, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, two awesome players. If I took one, I want to take both, especially in half-point PPR. Yeah, I don't know that it's chalkier than what has been happening for like 2 months, which is Lamar Andrews or Mahomes Kelsey here or Mahomes Hollywood here. I won't be surprised if there's like way more chalky stacks, but even then, like the way you play them out can be just vastly different. I mean, ADP itself has already been shifting around this like 5-6 turn for that. MDS saying, spoilers, Deadpool swears a lot and Wolverine stabs people. Oh my god, you ruined the movie. Yeah. Confirmed. There is swearing and Wolverine stabs at least one person. Yeah. No, I think Mr. Wipinski was asking for a review that had no spoilers. Naan is delicious. Last night, I think we ordered some jalapeno naan. Very spicy, very delicious. Yeah, I highly recommend. Highly recommend. As someone that has gotten a little bit tired of the Deadpool saturation, I'm a comic fan at heart. First of all, I've got Wolverine claws. I have a Mando helmet on the floor for awesome teams. I've got a stack of comics I just bought the other day. I've got 2 Money Shot comics, and then I was bargain binning for some old Iron Man stuff. I've got 2 full boxes. So I was starting to get a little tired of the Deadpool stuff, and was, anything overdone can be not fun anymore. But I very much enjoyed myself, and I enjoyed how they handled it. And that's all I can say right now. And a month from now, I'll happily rip a 3-hour best ball stream with y'all and talk my in-depth thoughts. Dave Gladstone, welcome back, bud. Tyler, at what volume, points, and Underdog are the black badges and red badges awarded? I can pull those rules up for you. I believe, someone correct me, I'm going to do off the I believe black badge is 500 drafts or like cashing a certain amount in a tournament, and red badges are 1,000 drafts or like triple that cash amount winning. They have it in the rules. I think that's it, though. And he says if Van Wilder hadn't been such a hit, we might have been living in a world where Dane Cook is Deadpool. Actually, we live in a world where Deadpool almost didn't get made, right? Like, it had to get leaked. The first like few minutes had to be leaked and blow up on Twitter and Tumblr and YouTube for them to go to the execs and go like, greenlight this, you'll make money. Because it was in purgatory for like what, 4, 5, 6 years? Sam Bradford got so many chances though. I think it was just like health, right? I was trying to make it not related to health, like just like run out. You know what? If we're doing the health route, I think Robert Griffin III, if they don't play him with a sprained knee and a brace in that shitty turf in that playoff game, I think he definitely sees a second contract in a Shanny style offense that we want to run. Rome falling, but we promised the people we're taking camp standout extraordinaire lad Mick Donkey Dick Donkey. Sorry to the folks watching with children. Mr. Popinski saying Sam Darnold is MVP in Earth 765. Snowman, what's up, bud? How you doing? I am so stopped up, man. All right, hold on. Let's see what we got coming at the turn. I have a couple different options we could do. use clues, making up his mind how he wants to play. He takes Falling Rome, so we can take standout Deontay. Brian Thomas kind of struggling in camp. Oh, noteworthy news. The Beats called him the 4th option right now in the passing offense. Ingram the 2, FYI. News and notes. Kyler is a McBride stack, though. That seems very fun, and it covers my ass if I don't get Dak. And I think I'd rather do that than Deontay, frankly. After starting Lamb, Waddle, Higgins, McConkey, I'd rather get the skinny stack with Kyler and McBride. I like pairing my quarterbacks with my tight ends. I'm also trying to be cognizant of like combos, and I don't have as much Kyler with Lamb or Kyler with Dallas stuff because I'm often pairing. I've gotten a lot of like 10 through 12 picks the last month or so, and so a lot of my Kyler teams are with Marv and McBride, or he's like fallen and I've taken him naked to try to stack with Connor or Trey Benson and then just backstack. And I think with the way that the quarterbacks have gone, no one's really falling. We've got this guy going Lamar and Mahomes, both naked. So yeah, I think in a room like this, I'm fine just taking the stack and seeing what comes back around. I'm also like, Deontay doesn't get me excited. As a wide receiver 5, it's fine. But I think there's enough cheap rookies that I want to target, and getting 4 receivers through 6 rounds feels good. Yeah, so Benny and Jeff talking about like Lamb, Devonta Hurts has to be decently common. I don't think it's decently common. I've gotten it once. I get it like block sniped plenty. So I think the few teams that have that are very, very strong. Yeah, Thad, the Claypool news. Well, let me refresh 32-beat writers and see if I can. Daigle was hoping to join us today, but doesn't seem like he's going to, and that's quite all right. We've got our friends and family in chat. Keep us busy. I hope I'm enough for y'all. I want to see a Hyatt grab real quick as I look for Claypool news. Who's doing that? Was it Dimes? Yeah, it looks like it was Dimes. Jalen Wright back in the end zone. Oh, Jalen Wright scoring on a run. Hitting it quick and hard. Still not seeing anything on Claypool. I've just heard he hurt his leg, Thad. Okay, yes, Omega King confirming what I thought, which was 500 drafts for Black Badge, 1,000 for Red. And they require money 1. I thought it was one or the other. It's both. Good shout. It's all good, brother. We're had a good weekend. Watched Deadpool Wolverine with friends. Had Indian food with friends. Dinner beforehand. Selling a used couch today to get it out of my living room after we got a new one. Got the new sectional and new dining room table all set up as of last week. Work has been awful, but I got a little bit of good news Friday morning before a very long and exhausting week. Got to plan some vacation. But hanging out with y'all is always a good time. Lifts my spirits. We had a great stream Friday with Daigle. If you missed that, for Best Ball Happy Hour Friday on this channel, had a great time. I need to tell y'all about the Road to 3K subs giveaway. I keep getting to do the housekeeping for that. Remind me, guys. I've got some giveaways to announce. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take. I've got Burrow or Dak. Dak makes more sense. This guy, no clue what he's doing. So we'll push it around. I'll take Lockett. I passed on Deontay, so I did Kyler instead of Deontay, and I'll do Lockett instead of So in lieu of Deontay, I will take another well-projected, older veteran. And I like that 2v2. Because I could have double-tapped Dak and Joe here, and that would have been fine. But I like Kyler more. His rushing upside is just more valuable in this format than Joe Burrow. The Ooze Clue is really pushing the envelope with 4 running backs on a CMC team. You is right. And I am looking forward to being done at quarterback here. Yep, awesome. We'll just be done. Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, stacked up with McBride and CeeDee Lamb. And we get to Devon Achane be our anchor running back. And we'll see what comes around. So far, so good. Liking it a lot. I also don't have a team that looks like this, so that's fun. So for the audio listeners, all 2 of you, we're starting out of the 2 hole. We start our team so far is a 2-1-5-1 build with Kyler Murray and Dak at quarterback, Devon Achane at running back, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Ladd McConkey, Tyler Lockett, and at tight end Trey McBride. So I think we've bought ourselves a lot of fun, flexibility in this room to play how things fall. And we can wait on receivers, or we can pounce on the pocket of guys we want. And then we can just play the running backs. They're plenty late. I like to. Let's see. Jeff saying he's buying the dip on BTJ. He's a mid first round pick. He'll get fed. Yeah, that's the thing too. He can struggle, and that's okay. It's camp, and as the season goes on, they're going to want to get him involved. Gabe Davis, we know who he is. We know who Ingram is. Ingram's a target earner, but he's not like a. When the offense is running through Ingram, the offense is not going very far and going very high, right? Kirk is the unquestioned number 1. That's good. If Kirk goes back to like his red zone looks he did from 2 years ago when he first joined Jacksonville, which he might with Ridley gone, he could eat especially. But BTJ can get there on big explosive plays and just get better as the season goes on. Like that should shock no one. For late season, he's still one of the best candidates to smash late. Dinger, I hardly know her. I have no idea when those start. If Nez is still in the chat, he could probably tell you. Bendels, friend of the chat, friend of mine. How's it going, bud? Happy brunch. All right, Thad, all caps into the ether. So let me look for Claypool news for our boy Thad. Billows Claypool came up from a team drill not putting much weight on his left foot. Hopped off, being looked at by athletic trainers. Did not participate again in practice after the injury, mostly standing to the side with his cleat on. Looks like a foot injury of some sort. Yeah, they're calling it a foot or ankle. And he's limping. So, not sure what that is. Could speculate, won't bother. You're welcome. I don't remember what you're saying thanks to. Oh, yes. The badges. No problem. James, the rumors are true. Well, so I was already going to draft with. Hold on, we're on the clock. Trey Benson falling, easy snap pick to take to stack with Kyler. We'll take that all day. He's talked about how they're going to utilize him in the passing game, so that makes sense. And then we can see what we get. Yes, I was going to. So I'll be joining. I think every other Thursday I'm joining Best Ball Guy on Thursdays, and it sounds like we're going to try to make that include PPR Tyler. Had a lot of fun doing that on Best Ball Guys channel Thursday night. We were hanging out, talking mad crap, busting balls. Had a good time. Mr. Popinski saying he was looking at depth charts the other day. Giants corner room is horrible. Maybe the worst in the league. I mean, yeah. Not a lot of money to spend on talent. They famously had to not field a full 53 going into week 1 because of they couldn't afford to pay like the 53rd guy because of their cap situation, and it didn't exactly get better this year. Jeff T noting that the one spot is not drafting optimally. He passed on Jaden and instead went with unstacked Jordan Love. Yeah, lots to take advantage of. I think we're going to do the prudent thing and stack. I think I'm just going to stack Zeke and see what comes back around. I think with Achan, Benson, Zeke, that makes sense from a volume, from a stack standpoint. Not exciting, but price seems fine. If he gets goal line work, he's valuable in this offense and for this roster. Yeah, one hole, not getting Dontavian Wicks to fall, and just hoping that the Green Bay guys fall back to this turn, settling instead for sniping me on Brandon Cooks, who I was not likely to take anyway. I think I'd take Brandon Cooks if I don't take Lockett. And I think I'd rather take Lockett. And Jacoby Myers. So yeah, he does not stack Jaden with Terry. His team is an uncorrelated mess right now. Love to see it. Let's see what Casey's up to. Casey's always fun to peep. Casey out of the 12 hole starts Marv, Drake London, Tank Dell, Laporta, Mixon, Stroud. So we got a nice little Houston double there. Takes Curtis Samuel and Cortland Sutton. Stay ahead of the Avalanche, and then gets Brian Robinson and Chase Brown. Very nice. Yeah, get as much Chase Brown as you can right now, because I think his price is going to settle pretty close to the Tajay Spears area. Singletary going early. Trevor Lawrence going early. To the Brian Thomas drafter who had Christian Kirk. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Yeah, so this room kind of got thirsty for like grabbing their guys and getting their stacks. Deshaun Watson goes at 131 here with Cooper. So yeah, the finish up your stack season is upon us. GM Hooser, welcome. What's up? Woke up just in time to see this. I mean, we're gonna be live for a little bit longer, but yeah, welcome. We covered a bunch of camp news, noteworthy stuff early at the top. If you missed, Casey closing out his stacks, gets Dalton Schultz for Stroud, and then gets Kirk for London. James, awesome. Hope with August right around the corner, more people going to be drafting, that you all get huge boosts. You bust your ass and deserve it. Hey, James, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, Best Ball Guy and PPR Tyler especially drafting all the time. Check them out on their channels. Super fun dudes. A lot of fun drafts. I enjoy drafting with them. I've done quite a few with Best Ball Guy. Really enjoy the teams we've built. And yeah, I'm trying to pick up the volume and help out supporting the channel. It is a little bit of work, you know, being this way, not getting to be pantsless and doing what I want on Sunday mornings. But I enjoy hanging out with y'all, and it helps the channel out. Oh, you're giving me a great segue. Guys, you keep forgetting to remind me about the 3K sub giveaway stuff. All right, we'll touch on that in a minute. Herbert falls. Do we dare take a third stacked quarterback? Do we dare? I don't want to play this. I could go. Okay, Lloyd goes. I wanted Lloyd, so I think I want Chandler, and we'll see what happens. Because I could play this a couple different ways. I don't love the idea of taking a third quarterback, but when they're stacked, 10 picks after ADP, BBM, 3-week bust, 3-week gauntlet. I don't want it. Rough buff fire. I'm not buying the hype until we see him cutting with like power and fluidity. And if he starts doing that in camp early, Herbert goes, of course. Then it seems like potentially he's beat the timeline, or he's so I'm between Rico for the double Dallas running backs, or Burton for wide receiver 6 to stack with Higgins. I think I'm gonna go Burton. I think we're gonna do a bunch of like minis for teams of high passing or high scoring offenses. I think I like that better. Burton, I think, priced very nicely for potentially the wide receiver 3. I know Yoshi's getting a lot of love. Charlie Jones getting a lot of love. But Burton's had plenty of good plays he's been making in camp. And he's gotten a lot of unfiltered access to playing time with Burrow, with Higgins and Chase holding in. And then Burrow Drafter has naked Burrow, which I don't mind. Yeah, I could have taken Rico there. I don't mind kind of like capturing the backfield, but I'm not the biggest Rico fan. I think I'm gonna like my options at running back just fine at the 14-15 turn. I think it was between Burton and Musgrave for me there. I could have been done it tight end, but I felt it was prudent to probably push that a little bit more and just get another rookie shot on a high-scoring offense, receiver-wise. I like this room. So through 13 rounds, we have Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Devon Achane, Trey Benson, Zeke, Ty Chandler, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Ladd McConkey, Tyler Lockett, Jermaine Burton, and Trey McBride. Before I forget and go any further, let me remind y'all, thank you so much to everybody that's been subbing to the channel, they've been interacting in the channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's bringing you value. For anyone that doesn't know, we're doing a summer giveaway on our road to 3K subs. We are at 2.61 last time I checked. So thank you all so much. You helped us smash 2,500. So when we hit 3K, we want to hit 3K by the end of the summer. But regardless if we hit that or not, we're doing a giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and comment. One comment is one entry, and you can comment on as many videos as you want for as many entries as you want. We will do a drawing, I believe, it's probably like 2 days before kickoff or something like that. Like the week before, the week of week 1, I believe. We're doing the final giveaway. That's going to include $100 cold hard cash, 12 months free membership to all the premium content. So like redraft, best ball, dynasty rankings, all that good stuff. The rookie guide that Rich did, awesome stuff. Free for 12 months, including the premium channels on Discord for DFS, for best ball, for redraft, for dynasty. And that includes members only dynasty roster reviews, DFS talkthroughs, all that good stuff. And then a $25 merch store voucher. So any video we have on the channel, any comment, make them fun or whatever, like, you know, first one period, that's lame. Make it a little bit fun. But yeah, this is our hope to boost the channel and get us to 3K subs by week 1. So get in while the getting's good. Who doesn't love free money? And that's 4 free BPM entries, or you know, whatever you play on TK. So come join that. That'll be awesome. I have shorts, Hoosier. I have shorts on. I have nice shorts. Look at these shorts. These nice babies. Hey, Richard. Good evening. How's it going, bud? We just got Night Drive on. A little bit of chill brunch tunes. Coming up on our 14th round pick in Best Ball Mania with $1.5 million up top first. Let's see. Yeah, Jeff noticed the same thing. I thought I'd get maybe the double tap the Green Bay guys, but Lloyd goes because I would have done Lloyd Musgrave for a nice little Green Bay stack. Okay, I was right. We have guys we love. We just heard about how Jalen Wright is scoring touchdowns in camp. So we'll get our third Miami guy after ADP. Awu, nice little crack at the. So yeah, 2v2. I like Wright, Burton over Rico and whoever I get here. And I think I've got options. I've got thoughts of who I want to go here. One hole is just living their best life, doing whatever they want to do. Tom popping in to say that we are 383 subs on the YouTube channel, so we hit 3K. That's super exciting, super awesome. James saying you give us so much already. Yeah, but we'd like to reward the people. Giveaways are fun. I like doing it. We just gave away one Best Ball Mania entry from. Speaking of giveaways, let me hit this banner. Speaking of giveaways, we still have one giveaway active. If you go comment hashtag BD as in dog E standing for Big Daigle Energy, on our Daigle Happy Hour stream. You're entered into our second giveaway of hold on. We're smashing Michael Wilson here for a Arizona double stack, and we are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. We gave away one Best Ball Mania entry Friday live, and we're giving the other one away. We'll probably close the entries for tomorrow's show, if I had to guess. So if you haven't commented #BDE on the Daigle Best Ball show on Friday, Best Ball Happy Hour, do that, because I'm giving away our second DBM entry that Steph, Super Shorty, and I split the winning $100 from Pete on the world's fastest draft. So I wanted to give those things away, why not? So that entry is going as well for #BDE on the Happy Hour show. And then this is the banner down below is our road to 3K. Hoosier, there you go. Yeah, any comment? Evil laugh. No, ha 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 ha. Rudman legs, right? No, they're not Rudman legs, but they're not fucking twigs. You like that? Get a leg free. ZZ Top did write a song about those legs. Little known fact, I'm 200 years old and I do not age. So it's not a live comment for the people. It's a comment on the Daigle Best Ball Happy Hour. We did the live giveaway. We'll probably do more. #rigged indeed. Let me address the allegations. It was not rigged. We simply did not get told we cannot solicit our armies to comment or voting for us on the world's fastest draft. And when I noticed a bunch of weird no-name accounts, I decided to test the boundaries. Yeah, have fun with it, Hoosier. Yeah, go get all the comments in, man. I would love to have like 500 comments to hit randomize and watch the wheels spin for that giveaway. In what, a month? Wow, time flies. It's already almost the end of July. So again, Best Ball Mania, we're at a 2-5-7-1 build. Going into the 16th round, we have Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott at quarterback, Devon Achim, Trey Benson, Zeke Elliott, Ty Chandler, and Jalen Wright at running back. Very nice values and stacks. All those guys: CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Lad McConkey for the brand, Tyler Lockett, Jermaine Burton, and Michael Wilson at receiver, and still just rocking Trey McGronk at tight end. So we've got Kyler double stacked with Michael Wilson and Trey McBride, and we have Dak double stacked with CeeDee Lamb and Zeke. If you have a pass catching running back, I consider that a stack. Eat my shorts if you don't agree with me. Let's see what we're going to do. A little checksy doodle. Casey Brown taking Rashad Bateman and Demarcus Robinson at the turn, and then following that with Khalil Herbert and Braylon Allen. Don't let him cook. Omega King noting that BBM is almost 50% full. It's true. JFT saying, what's the only thing better than one unstacked QB? 3 unstacked QBs. One spot Galaxy ranking for this 1.5 million. Yeah. 3-hole living. I think. Audric Estimate seems like the smash pick, right? Correlation with our Cincinnati bet. Shot on an ambiguous backfield. Getting some interesting camp news. Mine as well. We have 2 more picks to go. 2, 6, 7, 1. I doubt we take a third quarterback. In fact, I'm almost assured we don't take a third quarterback. I would have attempted to mix in a little late Drake May stack, but he goes. And we wait to see what the Chaos 1-hole does with his 3-5-5-2 build. Takes Senate. So he gets his Washington stack without the quarterback that was available to him. And anytime you can take a third quarterback on or a third tight end on a Mark Andrews team, you got to do it, I guess. This team is god awful. We are going to take Juwan Johnson, who seemingly, great segue into last notable camp news item. Juwan Johnson returned to training camp to do drills. I believe it was Friday, and you know what? Let me just pull up what the doctor said. How's that? Let me pull up what the good doctor said. Because I'm quoting him. Adam Hutchinson, and Edwin Porras the most. So Jeff Mueller, who originally was potentially concerned that hold on. We got a question about Chubb, and then I want to touch on Juwan. So today, Jeff says he's not likely to be ready week 1. He's, according to Jeremy Fowler and Dan Graziano, he's been working through lateral movement and agility progressions, but only 6 weeks to week 1 from today. His ADP is too high, per Jeff Mueller. So I think he was fine to mix in the 140s with 150s and 160s if you were betting on him being an outlier and potentially getting an ACL repair and not a full reconstruction. Those are the things you were betting on in the ADP, and that's fine. I wasn't betting on that ADP given age and lack of pass catching was my take on the Chubb thing. Squatting, you can squat 2 to 4 weeks outside of ACL repair. In fact, it's one of the first things they have you do in rehab. So like squatting was not that big of a signal to me. Lateral stuff much more seemingly. Let's see. And then where was the Juwan Johnson tweet? What is this drill? This is hilarious, guys. What the fuck is this Pittsburgh Steelers chair drill? I need Nez's take. This is hilariously stupid. Oh, here we go. Jeff Mueller noted Friday, Juwan Johnson already back without a boot or a brace. So in his medical opinion, it's unlikely that it was a Jones fracture, which is what we were worried about, meaning 11 to 12 weeks of rehab for, and more likely a simple procedure with a return within a month. So loving buying the ADP dip on Juwan Johnson, who should still have his pseudo wide receiver 3 big body red zone tight end role, splitting with Taysom Hill. Hoosier saying he read an article on The Athletic the other day. Guy left a comment explaining a strategy he uses in BBM called stack sniping. Love that. Yeah, people do exist. Pat, GM, how's it going, bud? Welcome to Best Ball Brunch. Just saying, but I know Nick Chubb. I just started drafting last week. I want to draft Nick Chubb 20 picks ahead at ADP. No, yeah, I got it. I know him. He's great. I know that name. I gotta have him. And he's going to the 100s now, which is living. Guys, we just saw a Minnesota quarterback cuck. JJ McCarthy cucked with Sam Darnold on a Josh Allen team. Why are you doing that? Just take one swing at the guy and just take a swing on the first round rookie. Josh Allen's bye week is week 12. What are you doing? And I love KZ, noted Ravens fan, taking a double tap at Devontae Walker and Keaton Mitchell for his 2 Baltimore bringbacks on his Houston stuff. Fun team there. Good for you. We kind of have a luxury pick here as we come up to our last pick at a 2-6-7-2 build. Could go receiver, could go running back. We don't have a Philadelphia bringback yet. I'm okay with it. Don't have a Rams bringback. So Slayton and Baker fall. Foreman available here. Fields a fun third quarterback for chaos. Slayton doesn't correlate with anything. Baker does for the lad stuff. Foreman. I'm going to take Foreman at the last second for a 2-7-7-2 build. I know we had H.N., but we pushed running back till Trey Benson, the rookie. We have Dusty Zeke, somewhat standalone, but potentially full contingent back Ty Chandler. And then we take Wright and Audric as 2 rookie upside shots, but with unknown roles and usages. So at the last second, it felt prudent that we got 4 receivers through 6 rounds, and then we got an undervalued veteran in Tyler Lockett, and then we got another rookie potential wide receiver 3 on the Bengals, who has outs to Chase or Higgins, either missing time or Higgins sitting hurt for contract reasons on the tag, and then Michael Wilson, year 2 guy. So I feel very comfortable with this wide receiver room, and I thought be prudent to take an extra shot. If Chubb doesn't start immediately, Foreman's mixing in. If Chubb has any re-injury issues, any setbacks, his role seems to be fill in for Chubb. He was good last year. He's good in this system that Stefanski runs, which is very efficient. If Ford misses any time or has any issues, he figures to mix in a little bit more. He correlates with Miami. Chaos full season happens. I just feel like the more prudent move to try to make sure that this room isn't lacking and it has plenty of numbers to deal with any volatility with like workload or injury issues. And I do want to remind myself that this running back class coming out in 2024 was unheralded and kind of bad. And so having 3 of those rookies on the same team, I think they're the right types of guys to take shots on and mix in, but they could absolutely be complete duds and zeros. So I don't want to go into the season pushing running back without, good shots on goal. So safe, cromulent build. So for the audio listeners, we finish up with Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Devon Achane, Trey Benson, Zeke, Ty Chandler, Jalen Wright, Audric Estime, Donta Foreman, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Ladd McConkey, Tyler Lockett, Jermaine Burton, Michael Wilson, tight end Trey McBride, and Juwan Johnson. What do we think, folks? I pull it off, land the plane. James Young saying week 2 of preseason, when Hubby doesn't play, his ADP will plummet another 15 spots. We're talking about Herbert? Khalil Herbert? Yeah. Do we want to review the 1 spot? The U's clues ending with a 3-5-7-3 build. I believe an unstacked Jordan Love, an unstacked Herbert, and an unstacked Geno Smith. So I think just snipe me on Justin, and then snipe me on Smith, because I had Ladd and I had Lockett, and then I guess Love for the vibes. I don't know. CMC, Henry, Walker, Raheem, Kendre. I mean, the way he was drafting, I was sure as hell that he was going to overdo the running backs. So you could argue total allocation not nearly as bad as it seemed like it would be. Henry's been falling a lot more than that at 168 though, but on the turn, hard to push that all the way back around. Mike Evans, McLaurin, Rome, Cooks, Myers, Boyd, and Slayton. Ugh. Yikes. And then tight end Andrews, Hawkinson, who seemingly ahead of schedule, but could very well be in the mix to start coming out of the bye, week 6. And that's what you hope for. He comes out of the bye and he's back to form. I'm a little hesitant to believe that because it's a there's multi-ligament injury, and it's kind of a conservative staff. And I don't think week 7 is quite. It's like right on the line of like the minimum return to time you'd like to see. So, week 7 seems maybe a little early, but week 7 to week 9, you would expect him to come back in that window. How effective he'll be coming off of that, TBD. Let's see. I'm gonna name this Best Ball Brunch Stream Dallas, Arizona. Cincinnati. I am not gonna know what the fuck that means a week from now. I'm just curious. That's funny. All right. Check on the chat. I mean, he just gets so many outs. He's probably the Mostert handcuff, but also this offense can make anybody score on any play, and he's so fucking fast. So, yeah, if he's the RB3, I mean, what? Jeff Wilson got like 3 to 5 touches a game, and Wright can just most likely do a lot more with that. Snowman, I am planning to do 69 BBMs, and I am at 35 entries so far. I want to make the majority of the rest of mine UCC. I think I've done 2 UCC, and so I want to make sure that like half of them are eligible for the Underdog Cardio Club leaderboard prizes, whatever those are. Last year, I think first got 150 entries. This year, comped. I was in 7th place on that leaderboard, and then so this year I think the prizes are still TBD, but it seems really nice EV to chase, let alone for the physical aspect. James asked, do I think that by August 1st, BBM winner will be drafted? I mean, historically speaking, yes, because the BBM drafter majority of the time was in June or July. It's hard to say, right? Because like so much can happen. You get value of late news, but chaos of a season happens. Odd luck in each of the playoff weeks happens. I bet against no. I think some of the ADPs you've seen now, unless we get as much late injury stuff that we did last season with like Kelsey and Kelp missing time, I think likely the prices you were able to get on rookies and contributing guys late to add to your thing probably been drafted by now. But it's less than 50% full, right? So yeah, what is it at exactly? Yeah, just shy of 50%. So still 50% of entries to go. Hoosier coming with the correction that it's the strategy he found in the Athletic article comment section was stack busting. Purposely drafts a player solely to fuck up a stack where someone has lined up. Yeah, and I know plenty of those people that do it. In fact, I think we were in a draft just now, someone doing that. Casey saying he jammed the entire latest Pierce the Veil album for that one. Cheers. Hey, cheers, bro. Love that. Have you seen them live? I've seen them live twice, and one of them was on the world tour with Sleep with the Sirens, and that was fun because we got to see them do King for a Day together on stage. That said, the most terrifying, I've been to probably well over 100 concerts. I've been to like Mayhem Festival, I've seen like Silver Dust live, I've seen Slipknot live. The most scared and terrified I've ever been was at that Pierce the Veil Sleep with the Sirens show, because it was a warehouse show full of women, like thousands of girls, small girls, and my feet barely touched the ground a majority of that 2 hours. I mean, it was like a wave of people just shoving you and shifting. People were passing out and fainting like every few seconds. It was terrifying. Like it was like getting pulled down and all this. It was a nightmare. But no, so not planning to max. Mostly because like I want to play the other tournaments. Like BBM's awesome. I enjoyed playing that tournament. I've never maxed it. I've never felt the desire to max it. I'm motivated to max it from like how flat the payout structure is, but it's still the most brutal advance rate and one of the sharpest contests. And I don't mind chasing other contests with the same amount of bankroll. Right? I don't have infinite bankroll, so I'm doubling my entries this year. I did 35 last year. Half of those were UCC. Got really close. My best team was that UCC 7th place team that finished 3rd in its pod week 16. It was a Jordan Love, James Conner, Kyron team. Had the juice to finish 3rd. So, process-wise, I felt good about that. CeeDee Lamb and Monroe. So, yeah, doubling my entries from last year, but definitely I don't need to max it. It doesn't like significantly change my expected advancement in this contest. And I've drafted like throughout the summer in this contest. And I've a good amount. Half my entries in BBM will be like guest streams, so it's not even so from like a Jacquard diversity standpoint. Probably the most diversified my portfolio will be in any contest. This is true. H8 in the third round equals good team. See, that's the thing. They don't even consistently send cactus, is what I found. There have been plenty of people that have maxed that don't get the cactus. If I have, I'll say this. The plan is to do 69 brand drafts. If I get an angel investor from one of you sickos that wants to buy action for the additional 70, what's the math? No, 81 drafts, right? Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Then fine, I'll max it. And I will max it hard late. Otherwise, 69. Exactly. Plus EV. Bit equity locked in. Use minus EV to pay myself. Snowman says he maxed the big board and I'm at 140 in weekly winners. Probably do 75 BBMs at 44 so far. Nice. Yeah, I maxed the big board. I didn't play the big board last year, so I maxed that. Hit my DMs, brother. Hit my DMs. iNewsHound and HealthHound with the best of them. I really do think that. I had like what 17% Kyron Williams last year, just shy of 7% Puka, and I famously got into the finals in the Golden, which was drafted in like May with a Kyron team. Thankfully, it had Danny Dimes and Russell Wilson quarterbacks, so it was fucking dead in a winner-take-all contest. But iNewsHound and I player narrative with the best. I refuse to do 77 instead of 69. Will Smith, I don't know if I'm running another draft. If there was like a 15-second draft, I would. I've got to sell a couch at 1, so I probably won't. But I can be convinced. Check my text, actually. Yeah, I don't think I can do another one because I got the buyer on their way to pick up the couch. But I will do a little check-in on the Bulldog and the Corgi for those that might have missed it. So the single entry Bulldog and single entry Corgi dropped in my Bulldog. I have the heralded 12th pick and lots of badges in it. So I started Marv, Jalen, Tank, Trey. So going for that Arizona double stack. And then just to repeat, for those that might not have missed it, I got Josh Allen to fall to me at the 46th pick out of the third hole, to stack with my Kyron, Reek, Devontae team, and then I reached for Rice because we might be dealing with a draft buster here in the 2-hole that snap picked James Cook and Dalton Kincaid in front of me. And Honeybush, friend of the Discord, fellowship chaser, getting the Lamar Andrews stack in that Corgi. Chat. Snowman saying I need the weekly instant gratification with weekly winners. Yeah, I'm not doing a ton. For anyone doing weekly winners, I definitely suggest checking out becoming a member to Pete Overzet's channel. He had on his I think 2 weeks, so like last Saturday, his Best Ball After Dark guest was awesome, and they talked through weekly winner strategy and drafted one. And I think between that and Pat with the Fantasy Dog Pound, I think about a month or so ago, talked through, had a 2-part series on weekly winners from last year and applying it to this year. And then Hayden's kind of talked about some research as well. So between Hayden Winks, Pat at the Fantasy Dog Pound, and then Pete Overzet's guest, blanking on his name, I think it was Kevin, a lot of sharp ways to improve your odds in the weekly winners contest. I just hate how tough it is to even like cash. Will Smith, yeah, I don't think I'm doing another draft. I will count down next time I do a draft. We'll be back here on this channel tomorrow, Monday afternoon, with Kevin Tompkins as our guest. But first time here, hey, welcome, appreciate it. Sorry you missed our Best Ball Mania. I usually rip multiple drafts. Unfortunately, we spent probably like 30 minutes doing camp news, and I'm gonna have to like bounce here in like 20 minutes to sell a couch. Otherwise, I would have ripped another draft. Probably would have done an eliminator or the MMG. Enjoying those rooms. Weekly winners keep me from logging into MGM all season. Hey, if it helps, it helps, right? Let the man sell his couch. I need my fucking living room back. Tom, thank you for reminding the folks. So a little bit of housekeeping for folks just now joining or whatever. Hit the like button, leave a comment, because as you see in the banner below, we're doing a Road to 3K subs giveaway here on the channel, and that is every comment on any video is one entry. So like, you comment on one video, that's one entry. Comment on a different video, 2 entries, etc., etc. We've got a shitload of videos, whether it's live or pre-recorded. Every comment you leave on every channel is an entry into our 3K sub giveaway. Week 1 of the NFL right before it kicks off. We're doing a giveaway. $100 cold hard cash, 12 months, premium content membership free, and $25 to the merch store. Free money. Don't pass it up. That's the best EV you can chase. That is true. That is true, Hoosier. We hope they do not bring a black light. The weekly sweat is a good time for weekly winners. I just hate like thinking you got the nuts, and then you're like, I'm still in like 200th place, and I'm getting $25. That wasn't great. That was a great interview. Yeah, Pat had a good time. That was good looking through it. Michael Chang, thank you, Charlie, thank you. Peace and love, Johnny. Good time. Yeah, Michael Chang, the guest that came on with that really good weekly winner stuff, was at MLCHIANJG. His Underdog username is notably Win. He said he got a bunch of like promo sign-up bonuses for that stuff. Also, yeah, I'm officially like almost at 660 drafts since February. So it's good. Hot Best Ball Summer is alive and well. Pause the music. Go full screen here. So appreciate everybody joining today, especially for the first time folks like Will Smith, and then friends of the channel, James Hoosier, James Young, and then you've got Raytheon. I've already forgotten how to say your last name. You told me. Snowman, Johnny Footballs, Charlie, Pat, Casey, everybody, Jeff. Appreciate everybody coming in, enjoying brunch with us. Catch you tomorrow. Don't forget, leave a comment after this video and any other video you want to enter into the sweepstakes. If we don't get a lot of comments, your EV is through the roof because you're one of the few people that is maxing all the comments to get this free money, free premium membership, and free voucher to the merch store. Road to 3K is on it like Sonic, brothers. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow. Again, we'll be here at live 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK time for our Best Ball Mania Monday draft with Kevin Tompkins. We'll see you. Have a good one. Appreciate you. Don't use black lights on couches that you've bought used. No one needs to see that. Catch you later.